Nothing more than a supporting act. And let this picture of me on the stage with these wonderful men and women from all their different backgrounds and their united belief in being British and being part of this country and in wanting this country to be free and independent and self-governing and proud. Let this be UKIP's Clause 4 moment. The reason we've taken all this abuse, and the reason there are so many middle-class white protesters outside, the reason we've taken this abuse over the course of the last few weeks is, for the first time in 100 years, a new national political party has come along that has got the establishment rattled. He's not scared. And they've decided to club together with their friends in the media to do everything they can to discredit UKIP and everything that we stand for. Well, we're not going to stand for it. The fight back begins today. We are a respectable, decent political party who in 2 weeks' time are going to cause an earthquake in British politics. And in some ways, it's not surprising that we're doing well, because we are the only people fighting these European elections, even discussing the European issue. For Miliband, you know, for the Labour election broadcasts, the European question is not discussed. For the Conservative Party, despite the fact that 5 years ago, Dave, as he likes to be known, Dave, 5 years ago, promised, in fact he gave a cast iron guarantee. He promised that if he became Prime Minister the next year, there would be a referendum on the Lisbon Treaty. And now, 5 years on, he says, vote for me because I'll give you a referendum. I don't believe him, do you? No. But there is one man who I really do wish to thank. No, there is one man who is leading us up in the opinion polls. There is one man who means we can win these European elections. There's one man who means we can win hundreds of council seats on May the 22nd as well. There's one man who has propelled us with such momentum that who knows, in Newark something truly historic and earth-shattering may happen. Now it could be me, couldn't it? It could be my leadership of the party that's pushed us to this position. It could be Paul Sykes in the front row here, who's been enormously generous with his time. Who is the main man, who is propelling us on to what could be a great victory. But actually, Paul, I'm sorry, it's not even you. No, the one man who has put UKIP at the centre stage of a national debate in this country by allowing us for the first time in 40 years to have a full national debate on television about what the European project really means for the people of this country and indeed the people of the rest of Europe is, of course, Nick Clegg. Thank you. Thank you. I think what Clegg has thought is that if we have a national debate on television, and I say to Nigel, if we weren't part of the European Union, 3.5 million British people would lose their jobs, the sky would fall in, and we go back to living in caves. You know, I think he really thought that if that argument was put against me and against UKIP, we would literally just fold and melt away, so scared would the British people be. And of course, it's a line that he uses, it's a line that David Cameron uses, it's a line that David Miliband uses, it's a line that Ken Clarke uses and Lord Heseltine uses, it's a line that Lord Mandelson uses. Getting a bit worried about you there for a moment. And this is the line the establishment pump out. If we weren't part of this political union, we'll lose 3.5 million jobs. And I think Clegg actually believes it. No, I do, honestly. And I think they all believe it. And the reason they believe it is that none of them have any experience in the business or commercial world at all. Because we are run in this country now by a bunch of college kids who've gone to the same schools, the same university, done the same degrees, and have never done a day's work in their lives. Because if they had, they would understand that yes, Nissan and Honda manufacture motor cars in this country, many of which are sold into Europe. But unless you've got a blindfold on, you might have noticed there are 1 or 2 German motor cars driving around in Britain too. In fact, they sell us nearly 1 million motor cars a year, more than we sell them. You know, did you know that this country is per capita, now we are the greatest champagne drinkers in the world? I haven't got a German car, but on the second one I think I've done my bit. And they sell us 20 million bottles a year. Yes, sure, we trade with Europe. Yes, sure, we sell them £100 billion worth of goods every year. Sure, it's about 40% of our overseas export. But the point, ladies and gentlemen, and the point Nick Clegg, and the point the British public have latched onto is they sell us £150 billion worth of goods every year. And there is no prospect of that trade ceasing. And the opportunity, and many on this platform will understand this better than Nick Clegg and our political class, the opportunity that is so exciting is this. Yeah, we'll go on having a free trade deal with our next door neighbours. But at the moment, despite the fact we have the 6th biggest economy in the world, despite the fact that we're still, believe it or not, the 8th largest manufacturing nation in the world, despite the fact we speak English, despite the fact we have a history of centuries of trading all over the globe, we are, as a result of membership of this outdated 19th century customs union that is called the EU, we are prohibited from making our own trade relationships with the rest of the world. And the UKIP message is, far from being little Englanders, they are little Europeans. They are keeping us tied up. They are keeping us tied up, entrapped inside something that is massively expensive, grossly over-regulated, and is damaging our relationship with the rest of the world. And the UKIP message is, let's divorce ourselves amicably from the European Union. Let's replace that with a genuine free trade agreement, the kind of thing my mum and dad thought they were voting for all the way back in 1975. Some here may remember that, the common market. But here's the exciting bit. Let's open ourselves up. Let's not think of our future as being a European trading nation. Let's think of our future as being a global trading nation. And I'll tell you a good place to start. Why don't we open ourselves up to a group of countries who have within them just over 2 billion people. They speak English. They have common law. They have similar contract law. They are our friends. They are our cousins. They are our extended family in the world. Let's open ourselves up and let's have a trade deal with the Commonwealth.